Hey Renee, I'm back. And I suppose first this was supposed to be something and now it's something else. You know what? Yeah, this is Fun Friday. So on Thursday, Monday, not Monday, Tuesday, it's Valentine's Day. So I decided to do a little video with a Valentine's Day theme. So this is going to be like, yeah, that theme around that. So I'm going to talk about some books that like why have not been adapted. It's weird. I'm going to be talking about some settings that I kind of want to see more of in rom-coms. And then I'm going to talk about some actors I want to see do more rom-coms. Some of them I've done before, but they haven't really done recently. And yeah. And then I'm going to talk about some spin-offs and some offers that I feel like just kind of like the whole oeuvre needs to be made. Not like just one or two books, but like all the books. And yeah. So that's kind of the plan for today. And let's get to it. Sorry. So first, let's go to locations. So with a rom-com, at least for me, I love the appeal. It's kind of like the place. I suppose yes, a rom-com can be nice if it's just set in a ordinary place. Like Hallmark movies are often like the place is kind of interchangeable. It's always just small towns in wherever US. But I also kind of like I very much enjoy like rom-coms where like the setting is like very important. Like yeah, if you have a rom-com set in Rome, London, like the big nice cities. Sorry, I'm not saying stop putting rom-coms in those cities that already are like often used. London, New York, Paris, what have you. But I'm kind of saying sorry, I'm saying please also make movies set in these places. Sorry. Yeah, still have a bit of a cold, so I'm gonna be coughing now and then, but I want to film this video, so here I am. But yeah, first I want to say NOLA or New Orleans or New Orleans. Of course, that's butchering a bit, but yeah, New Orleans. It's a city in the United States. I suppose you probably already know, but in case you didn't, if you've seen the movie The Princess and the Frog, that's where New Orleans is set. Sorry, that movie is set in New Orleans. I suppose you kind of could guess what I meant to go with that sentence, but yeah. So yeah, for me, New Orleans is kind of Princess and the Frog, but also there was also New Orleans NCIS a while. They had like they had 5 seasons, and they kind of use the town now and then. I think like New Orleans, it has one, it has a history, so you can do like a rom com set around a museum or New Orleans, or it could be a reincarnation, like someone's reincarnated from uh, important New Orleans people. That could be cool. But it's also, in addition to its history, when New Orleans, there's also like the town itself. It's not like a city where it's just history, but it's sorry, it's history, but also it's kind of very alive today. Like it's a city that's still used and still important today. It's by the harbor, so you can have like a movie set around the harbor and like use sea. You can use alligators. You could use history. You can use jazz. It's like a city known for its jazz. There's so much things you can do around New Orleans. I love, and yeah, I think just kind of at least to me it screams like rom-com or romance setting. So please, someone set it here, please. I think it was just so fun. And then we have Malta, which I suppose I haven't been there. I suppose I haven't been to a lot of these places. Yeah, Malta. It's kind of, I suppose, in a way, a bit of thin reason because like a lot of the other places I've been or like I have like big reasons for going there. This like I actually have Malta on my bucket list for like 8 years now because I just saw one picture in a traveling guide and it just looks so beautiful. So just like from that one picture, it looks so beautiful. But I suppose yeah, I also read part of a book set in Malta last year with lots of pictures and it looks so stunning. So yeah, like I suppose you know what? I kind of want a jukebox, summer movie, like silly, sweet summer movie set in Malta. Kind of think Mamma Mia, but not not but not album songs. There was one movie 10 years ago, 5 years ago, quite a while ago. It was just kind of just it was it kind of looked like very cash grab from the Mamma Mia success. So this movie, it was set in Italy, I want to say, and it was just a jukebox musical. So it just had lots of different musicals, different songs, not just one band. And the idea behind it was cool, but the execution, it was quite boring. It kind of like I read one review said like it felt like a long music video, and I kind of agree. Like the story was just thin or like non-existent, and the actors were not really that good. So yeah, but like please, I great. If someone was people are watching me, yeah, probably. But like if someone wants to like make a script, like please do it. Set in Malta and like do it well, and also yeah, add music. That would be quite fun. I think that would be quite a good place to start with or base it off. So yeah, if you want to do it, don't feel like you're stealing my idea. Please take my idea, play, take it, and make it. I was all this. Take them, make them. Please, please, Hollywood. Yeah. Then we have Lofoten, which is a place in Norway. You might have heard of. It's often like on list of most beautiful places in the world, actually. And if you saw that movie from, I want to say 5 years ago, but yeah, it's called Downsizing, with not Ben Affleck, with Matt Damon. That one is filmed in Norway in Lofoten, and yeah, I think there's probably other movies filmed there as well. But anyway, yeah, it's just a very beautiful place. So like I suppose you could either have it set in the winter because I mean even with snow it's just so stunning in the mountains in Lofoten. Or you can set it during the summer. You could have like you can actually have like a surfer element to it because people go to Lofoten surf and yeah you can just have like a fun fling story inside Lofoten. I think it would just be so beautiful and great setting really. And yeah, really, someone needs to do it. Why it hasn't so far, I don't know. I mean, it's not really. Honestly, it's not like even a Norwegian movie has been set in Lofoten. No, no movie has been set. Well, no, no movie that I can know think about at the moment. I suppose there could be like a movie or two, but I haven't Google checked. Like, but I suppose also like if you can't think of a movie set someplace, then the movie wasn't really that successful, was it now? So yeah. Then we have, I suppose, kind of in the same vein, but yeah, Tromsø, which is a city further north than Bodø, my city. Tromsø is often called, I suppose, mostly by Norwegians, I'm thinking. But yeah, it's also often been called the Paris of the North. I suppose you could kind of guess because it's a big city. Well, big city. It's a big city in Norwegian scale, and it's not like a small city. Well, it's a small big city, but yeah. But like nightlife, it has lots of lights and like you can see Northern Lights there. You could have like a Northern Lights movie set up there, like people who wanted to see Northern Lights. You could have like a hot Norwegian going around the American or the Canadian or maybe Australian and can show the Northern Lights and also his Northern Lights. I don't know, that sounds creepy, but yeah, you get it. And yeah, I think it would just kind of be fun to have a movie set there, really. And then, sorry, and then we have Cyprus, which is it's a small island in so let's say I forget in Europe. It's actually where George Michael was from, so it's like in the Mediterranean. And I mean, yes, you have lots of movies set like in the Mediterranean. You have lots of movies set in Greece, in Italy, in Spain, and France. But I feel like in Cyprus, I don't really feel like you have that many movies set there, and I feel like it could be a very cool setting having it set there, really. And yeah, as always, it has the summer appeal, like lots of beautiful beaches, but it also has the history, so you could do like a history-based thingy. And yeah, people, why you haven't done it yet? I don't know. It's a weird. I think it's quite weird. So yeah. Then we have Ghana, which is like suddenly you have like a place that's not in Norway or like not in Europe. Yes, I do. Well, and not in America. Yeah. So Ghana, it's a country in Africa. You probably have heard of it. Well, I suppose I can assume what countries you heard of and haven't heard of, but yeah, it's kind of a big what's the word again? Big country. Just use the word, but yeah, what about it? Um, it has a long history, so it's been a part of lots of different colonies. So you could have some colony story. And it's actually also one of the few countries in the world. I'm gonna say it wrong. Yeah, in the world where historically it was matriarchy. It wasn't patriarchy. So like the females had much more power. Like the leaders were often females. You had female queens, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I suppose you can do like a history movie, like romance set in Ghana could be cool. Or you could have like a Tom Brown book movie set in Ghana. You can use modern day and past. I think that would just be very fun. And yeah, yes. Sorry. Um, now I have like took all the old settings I wanted to see because like yes, people we need more settings. We can't just use the same people all place all over again. You can, but yeah, please people fun if you use these settings. I don't know if some screenwriter is watching this, but if you do, please use these settings for inspiration. And yeah, then we have so the next item I'm going to talk about is just kind of two stuff. But yeah, I kind of want to. I'll talk about one of them before. Yeah, one of them before. But yeah, I kind of want a spin-off of Ever After. So Ever After is a Cinderella movie from 1998 with Drew Barrymore and Douglas Scott. Drew Barrymore does a British accent. She's mentioned that she felt like she didn't do a well accent. To my ears, I feel like the accent is good. Then again, I'm not British, so who am I to judge? But yeah, I love Ever After, and yeah, it's a Cinderella retaining. But I feel like in a way, I suppose like if you main just like said Ever After and didn't really mention Cinderella and stuff like that, it could still like work like a sort of like great historical movie because I feel like it's like very much set in a historical time. Like it feels like very yeah, it's kind of very set in its time. It's not like a movie with lots of magic. It's more like yeah, it feels real in a way. It feels like more like a historical movie than a retelling movie. But yeah, anyway, it's just I love that movie so much. I love the costumes, I love the acting, but also love the story. So I feel like yeah, you can't do sequel to it because you don't really want to break up the characters in the movie, and also it came out 30 years ago, so if you did a sequel, the people in it would be ancient. I suppose you could still do it, but I don't know, it feels a bit weird to like have a sequel to a movie about teenagers because then like in the original and sequel they would just be completely different ages and I don't know, it doesn't really work, at least not in my mind. Like sequels I feel like they also often should like take place or like involve people who are like if you do for example, like if you do a reboot of like or like revival of Sex and the City, cool, because in original they were already adults. If you do like a revival of high school TV series that's like, well, now they're adults, so it's kind of weird to see them outside of high school, so it doesn't really work. So it's like same thing, kind of, yeah. But yeah, I feel like because I do know that the script writer of Ever After is still like alive. It's not like they're all dead. I suppose could be dead because it's not like you can die like 20 years after something happens. But yeah, they are alive. I have checked. It's like you could. I feel like it could be fun to like have them do like a spin-off, like a spiritual sequel in a way that like they could have like a movie set in the same world, just kind of I suppose 10 years after, or like 20 years after. Maybe do you could either do like a love story set during the French Revolution. That would be kind of fun. At least I think so. Though they probably are already out there, but yeah, like yeah, written by those people making a love story set during the French Revolution. I think that would be fun. Yes, what I miss is kind of that, but like it's also so much more. And I think just like having a love story set around that would be fun. But also, sorry, I mentioned this before last time. But yeah, you can also kind of see like them doing a spin-off where because at the end of Ever After, they talk about how and now blacking out, but how the main character, I won't check it out. So at the end of Ever After, the narrator talks about how Danielle, the main character in Ever After, opens the first university in France, or I suppose the first public university, like for everyone. The did they have universities before? They probably had some before, but like yeah. I mean, like they opened like first university, like I think it's first for everyone. Maybe the first in France. Sounds weird, but yeah, they opened a university anyway. So I feel like maybe you could have like a movie set like during the beginning of the university where you could either do like a storyline set around two Sapphic students in the university. I think that will pull like you often think like historical is just straight, but like you could easily have historical and Sapphic because people have been queer all through time. It's not just some random new thing, it's all through their time really. But yeah, so I have a Sapphic student meet another student. Or you could have like you just kind of two students meeting like at this revolutionary university. I think it would be quite fun. So yeah, so that I think would just be very very cool and needed. Yeah, in a way needed. And then this next one I haven't talked about before because I was talked about it before, but I'm now going to talk about it a bit more. And it is a sequel. And here come only I want a bit of sequel though, like not a sequel, but like set quite in the same universe. So here I want a sequel to The Holiday. There was actually talks about this last December, and then it turns out it was just rumor. And I suppose yes, do you want a sequel? It might think like first like, do you want a sequel to rom-com? How's that gonna work? Well, no, because not a direct sequel like with same main characters, but I want a sequel with Jude Law's daughters and with their storyline because the whole day being like 15 years old now the kids. You know what? I'm gonna have it right. So Jude Law's characters has two kids in the whole day, Sophie and Olivia. So yeah, this point, like if you set it in current day, they would be like 28, 29. I suppose you could like mess around with time. Don't really have to set current day. But like yeah, that would be their late teens. So I feel like yeah, having them get a love story would be quite fun. I suppose you don't really even need the same actors, though. So it's cool if you do. I'm not quite sure if they do both act still, but yeah. Um, but yeah, having them have their love story, so you could have like they easily have each have a love interest, but you could this way you could also like talk about how the parents, how like out about how Irish and what's the other character's name again? How Iris and Amanda's and their love story has kind of worked out because I mean you don't want them not to work out. I feel like they kind of have done. But yeah, instead of like having a whole sequel with same characters, you have them as side characters and the main characters being Olivia and Sophie. I feel like that's quite like kind of easy really idea. And also like you can still I kind of at least to me I kind of feel like you can still like go with the idea of like changing houses. So like in the first movie you had changing house between LA and Sussex. I feel like in this hypothetical, at least to me, sequel, though hopefully it happens, you could like changing houses between Sussex, because I suppose one of them has that house at Sussex. I want to say, yeah, I want to say one of them lives in Sussex, and then the other one, yeah, and so that person goes to Australia, and then the other person, you know what? I'm gonna mix the one of the other ideas, like because for talk about their locations. Another person goes to Malta. So, no, sorry, Malta or Bali. I want to say, because yeah, both those places doesn't have official English as a language. No, but they're both places where like you could easily get around with English. And it's not like the first idea how like people who wanted to go to different places but then didn't like couldn't speak languages. Well, there's quite a few places in the world where you can easily get by English. I mean, English is after all like a universal language. A lot of places you can communicate in English and no worries, you get by. So yeah, you don't really have to stick for places where just have like English as an official language. So yeah. So yeah, honestly, like last year when it was rumored for a few days that the whole day was getting a sequel, I was so happy, and then it turns out to be a rumor. Yeah, that bummed me out. I was not happy with it. I was a bit sad for a while there. So yeah. So yeah, there's that. You know what I'm gonna do now? Yeah, you know what? Next up, because usually I don't really do. Usually I don't really plan stuff. But yeah, you know, now I'm gonna talk about some books that need adapted. And yeah, are they gonna be books I've talked about before? Probably. But yeah, I'm gonna mention them again. And hey, maybe this is your first video on me. Hi, all these are books that I love that needs adaptation. And yeah. So yeah, also as the books, I'm just gonna mention the books because I have other stuff to talk about afterwards. So I'm not really gonna go into fan casting and stuff like that. I'm just gonna mention the book and a few words, and yeah. Things a Bright Girl Can Do. This is a story set around the suffragette era and in England, and I mean, yeah, that's a great thing like to have backed up as a full love story, or like a romance. So yeah, this one. Open Road Summer by Emery Lord. A summer romance during a road trip. Yes, you gotta do that. Gotta need it. Then we have The Stars We Steal, which I actually am reading at the moment, but I'm loving it so far, and I'm just kind of knowing already it needs to be a movie, I feel like. It's a sci-fi, so it's set in space, but it's soft sci-fi, and with sci-fi with like high society elements, so like beautiful dresses and stuff. And yeah, then we have Stonebroke Heiress by Daniel Owen Jones. Think Legally Blonde, but set in Liverpool, England. Kind of very much the same stilio in a way. Kind of gives you the same vibes. This romance story, yeah, but it's also like discovering a new you, a new life, and also like yeah, have being pretty can also does not mean you're not smart. And yeah, it's very funny. We all need to laugh, don't we? Always. A Hope Divided by Elisa Cole, the second book in the Loyal League series. This is a historical romance series with spice elements, the Civil War in the United States. And then we have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, a fairy romance story set in a Regency-ish time of England with with some magical elements to it, and yeah, just an amazing story. It needs to be adapted. Don't know, I'm putting up one thumb, but yeah. And then I Love You to Death or and High Stakes. So it was the first two books in the series. So anyway, I'm kind of talking about the whole series. This was, and yeah, in case you don't know, it's the mediator of Meg Cabot. this was supposed to be made into series last year by Netflix. It was a whole thing happening, and I think they might have also like had a script, and then it fell through. So Hollywood, please like right this wrong. Also, I kind of feel like in a way Disney Plus I feel like could do this. I mean, I suppose this is kind of inspired because they already have a movie slightly in the same vein as this one, and I just like Darby and Dead. I'm not sure how much view that's been, but yeah, I feel like this could easily go to the Disney Plus. I feel like I mean it's a love story, it's teens, but it's not vulgar and stuff. Like you can easily have it like on Disney Plus. I suppose you could also have it on Hulu. But yeah, one of those two. Please, please, please. I mean, it's a book series that came out 20 years ago. Lots of fans who are eager for it, but there's also always gonna be fans who love impossible love stories. This is love story between a ghost and a human. So how's that gonna work? Spoiler alert, it ends thus in the end. But yeah. And then we have the very secret society of irregular witches. Great story. Not just romance, but also lots of other cool elements to it. Sorry. The Duke Undone by Joanna Lovell. Historical romance. Honestly, though, I read better romances, but also feel like this could also be just very cool as that, like movie adaptation, and not like I suppose a small TV series. Even though I didn't love the book, so yeah. Starry Night by Daisy Whitney, another impossible love story, and also has like art elements to it. It's set in Paris, beautiful setting. So yes, like it's a no brainer really. The Boyfriend Project by Farah Roshan came out a few years ago. Amazing book. Why this has not been adapted yet, I don't know. Uh, it's a mystery, a quite big mystery. And we have Love is for Losers by Vibeke Bruggemann. Oh, this is a sapphic love story, a sapphic teen love story, and yeah, you gotta love more of those, and also very funny story. So yeah, also you need your laugh. So yeah, Truly Madly Royally by Debbie Rugo kind of feels already like a Hallmark movie just in a book form. So yeah, adapting it by Hallmark, or I suppose also you could easily do this like by Disney Plus. Yeah, they could easily do it. So yeah. Save the Date by Morgan Matson, and Payback's a Witch by Lena Harper. So I'm feeling a bit in my throat now, like I'm talking a lot. So I'm gonna be quick a bit, and yeah. So next up we have actors that you could easily do romance movies. Like I feel like the last few years, couple of people have said like they kind of want to do romance movies, but like there's never any good ones coming out, and like you have had like I suppose you have a slight like romance revival, like you had last year. You had The Lost City, and then you also had the movie with Julian Roberts. I mean Julian Roberts, Ticket to Paradise, which I didn't feel all that good, but I like the idea behind it. And yeah, I feel like it's slightly kind of moving forward in a way, like this romance era, like it's kind of not become not being so looked down upon anymore. And yeah, yeah, people sometimes say like they kind of would love to do a rom com or like romance if they got like a good script. So yeah, honestly, people, please cast Ben Barnes in a romance. Yes, he's done romance movies before, but that's been a while ago. They weren't that good movies, but like still, yeah, I feel like, and he said like he kind of would do them, so yeah, I feel like him doing and also he's also talked about how he likes to often plays villains, and like you play a romance if you're in a romance movie, easy way to play a hero because I mean, I suppose you can have anti-hero in like a romance movie, like a lot of them are cinnamon rolls, so yeah, easily a good place to like be a hero type. And then we have Henry. Then we have Henry Cavill, which yeah, he's been doing a lot of stuff lately. And I think he also talked about he wants to do romance. I feel like he hasn't done them. I suppose he might have them. I just haven't thought of them. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. Then we have kind of a cheat, but yeah, we have both Kit Harington from Game of Thrones fame, but also Kit Young from Shadow and Bone fame. They both share the first name Kit, and that's kind of why they're in like the same Tokyo. And I feel like them both being in romance movies would be quite a good match, really. And I kind of hope that happens. And then we have Lee Pace, who's famous for a lot of things, but yeah, he has only kind of done the romance thing where he, sorry, he played Ned. He played Ned the Pie Maker in Pushing Daisies, so he already knows he can do romance as a actor. So yeah, I feel like seeing him as a again in a romance role will be quite fun, and yeah, I would quite enjoy that really. And next, not last, we have Quinta Brunson. So she's the writer and also the actor behind, well, the actor. She's one of the actresses behind Abbott Elementary. And yeah, having her being in a rom-com, I think yes, Abbott Elementary has parts of a rom-com, but it doesn't have sole rom-com. So yeah, having her being in a rom-com will be quite good thing. And then last but not least, we have two. Yes, just two. But yeah, so far we have two awful should be have all the movies, books adapted, not just one of them. So Morgan Matson, I feel like all of her books, at least to my knowledge, feel like perfect movies. And so yeah, why they haven't been adapted yet by Netflix or Hulu, Amazon, I don't know. It's just quite weird. I suppose also you could easily also I feel do make these and put them on cinema instead of doing them streaming because I'm yeah, also yes, there was a reason why lots of movies before were romances because on cinema. Because because it's not that expensive to make, but also lots of people want to see them. So yeah, please make more romances for cinema. At least I still kind of want to go to cinema and see romances. I feel like people think romance now only works in streaming. I feel yes, a lot of people stream romances, but you also kind of quite want to watch them on cinema. At least I do. So yeah, maybe do this as a cinema would, please, please. And then we have Alyssa Cole's books. So she has yeah, she has three of these historical spy romance stories, but she also is famous for her modern day romance stories set in a modern day world with made up countries, but it's still modern day world, and they're just so great. And yeah, honestly, I still don't understand why no one's picked up them because I mean they were just laying there waiting, easily adapted stories. I don't know why that haven't happened yet. It's weird. It's a mystery to me. Quite a mystery. So yeah, that's kind of today's video. If you have any thoughts, any comments on anything that I talked about, please talk to me in the comments. And I hope you have a nice weekend. Yeah, this light is a bit weird. The sun is back again. I suppose I'm sitting away. But yeah, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.